All right, guys. So listen to this. I am here in New York City, okay, in my in-laws' house, and we just had a 3-day event. These are my top students right here, and we're just hanging out. And I want to let you know that this guy right here, 30 days ago, he was working a waiter job. I think you're about to quit, right?
Yeah.
This is his commitment. This is his commitment right here. I have him on video. This is his commitment. He's going to quit his job, and he's just about to hit his first $1,000 days. After even like coming into the event, he's only doing like what, $200 days, $300
I was
days.
averaging like $350 probably.
Yeah, so he's averaging $350, and this is a product that basically, like, it's the most weirdest product. You don't have to say it, but it's like the weirdest product.
Yeah.
And he's doing really well with it. Now today he's about to hit his $1,000 day. Okay, this is based on a few things. I believe this is, number one is commitment, right? You have to be committed to what you're doing, otherwise it's not going to work. Number two, it's obsession. Like, I'm looking at Court here during the event, like, he was just obsessed. He was glued to his screen. It was his mindset too. And number three is also mindset. Like, doing this business, you're in this business, you're basically, you have to change your brain. You have to change how you think in terms of, is it an investment? Is it something that I'm going to be putting money into for the long term? Am I building my pixels? Am I building my customer list? Like, I just launched a product this past weekend to my customer list, and it's doing it's did $2,500 in just the past 3 days with just one product. And this is a product that I've never tested. And I was just showing the group, like, hey, if I want to see if I have this product, and if I test it in my buyers list, and would it work? And it did work, right? So you're also building a big buyers list doing this. So hey, Court, I wanna give the time over to you and just like give some words to these guys. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like 30 days ago, man. Imagine you wouldn't even imagine.
Remember when I was sending you messages like dude, like I keep testing products, it's not working. But honestly, one of the biggest things for me that's really, transformed my level of performance is, number one, my obsession. If you were to meet me and hang out with me for a couple of days, you'll know that I'm always on my phone. I'm always on my laptop. I mean, regardless of where we are, I'm obsessed. I'm always thinking about ways to improve my ads, to make more money, to take it to the next level. There's just not ever a thought that goes into my brain that's not, how can I make this better? How can I get to where I want to be? And the reason I got to that level is because I started working on myself first. The coaching, the Facebook ads training that Teo provides is top notch. I mean, you don't get a better system anywhere. But honestly, if you don't have the mentality to win, you're not going to win. You're not going to have what it takes. This business will eat you alive because you're going to lose money. You're going to lose and lose and lose until you win. That's just how it goes. But once you start winning, everything changes. See, for me right now is I'm doing my first $1,000 day today, and if you guys know me in the Slack group,
freaking awesome, man.
you guys know me in the Slack group.
That's
You guys
awesome,
know
dude.
I've been saying every single day.
I'm really excited for you.
Every single day I post, I'm like, I'm gonna hit that 1K day. I'm gonna hit that 1K day.
Yeah.
I know some of you guys that are watching this video see those posts from me, so it's really cool that I was actually able to hit it. But the only reason I was able to do it because I kept going and going and going. This product that I actually launched, I was losing money, and actually I was about to quit. I was about to give up, and but I called Jimmy, and I was like, dude, I don't think I'm gonna do this anymore. Like, I'm losing too much money. And Jimmy basically got on the phone with me, and he's like, dude, you're exactly where I was. Like, you got to keep going. Like, your numbers are good. You're selling the things are moving. And I'm like, but I'm not profitable. He's like, well, let's take it to the next level. Like, let's think of a way to make this work, because obviously there's movement in the sales process. So basically, I took something that wasn't working, and instead of getting discouraged and quitting, I doubled down and I changed my approach. So instead of just selling a product, I branded a product. Instead of just selling for profit, I sold for charity. So I took an angle and I built a brand out of it, and I completely revised my model. And because of those slight little variations, I was able to start profiting. I've been profitable almost every single day. Actually, I took a loss yesterday, but only because I was testing more products on top of what was already working.
Products, right?
Yeah, actually 2 new products. But today, I'm definitely going to have my biggest profit day, and I'm on my way to doing my biggest numbers.
When did you
Sweet,
get
man.
On Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I got
so
it on
what was
Thursday.
your sales on Thursday? Off the top of your head, just like a rough estimate.
I
So I was looking at your graph the other day.
I remember it was like 200 or
yeah,
300.
it was like 230.
Okay, and what was
Yeah.
your sales? What was your sales on Friday?
Friday? I think I started picking up on Friday because we took a look at we spent like what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like,
it's just
I
off
spent like 15 minutes with you doing the stack.
Yeah.
And from there, you're like, dude, these are the best rows I've ever seen.
Yeah. So
It's
like,
just off the top of my head. I think like Thursday when we got here, you showed me your stuff. It was like $200 or $300.
Yeah.
Friday was like 400, and then I think Saturday it was like 600.
Yeah.
Which was one of your biggest days you had.
Yeah.
And then following that's like every single day you've been here, and we've been like digging into the numbers and testing new things.
But I mean, you guys can vouch, right? Like you see,
I see
the difference between.
We should get a screenshot of your graph too of like what it's done in the past 5 days.
Jimmy says I have the crazy eyes.
Yeah.
You know, because all I think about is getting to where I want to be, and
Well, because Jimmy's been
I'm
there
obsessed.
as well.
Like
Jimmy,
crazy can recognize crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
eight-
what it is.
8 months ago, Jimmy has been exactly in your position. Like, I had a call with him, and you know, I had to really just tell Jimmy that, hey, this stuff will work for you if you just put the time in it. And he didn't believe me at first. He's like, I don't know if e-commerce will work. I don't know if any of this will work. But he didn't believe me at first. And then you started doing your first $1,000 days.
It was game on.
It was game over, man.
Because you told me, you're like, oh, soon you'll hit $1,000 day. I'm like, okay,
Yeah, you're
sure.
like, yeah, right.
And
yeah,
then I hit
right.
my first $1,000 day. I was like, oh wow. He's like, all right, cool. Now I went 10,000. I'm like, no way. I went like that was like, okay, 1,000 was good enough.
No.
A few months later, sure enough, I'm hitting $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 days. So just stick with it.
You know another thing for me too that I've really digested over the past couple of days is the fact that, I'm about to hit my first $1,000 day, and I remember like thinking like, oh, this is great. I'm gonna make like $300, $400, $500, $600 profit after my $1,000 day. And like if you were to talk to me like 2 weeks ago, I'd probably take that money and I'd probably like go out to dinner with someone and like, have a really good time. But now that I'm actually having money that's net, that's coming into my bank account, that I'm actually like, wow, this is money, like I can live off this. My mindset isn't like, oh, I'm making money right now. My mindset is, all right, this money that's coming in, how can I put it back into this business and build it and expand it even more?
Right.
And I think that's like the shift that I needed. And like that's kind of where I'm at now. Like I was talking to Jimmy earlier about hiring my first VA.
Yep.
And the stresses that come with that.
Oh yeah.
But also the stresses that are alleviated by having it.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
The automation, which
the automation, but at the same time thinking about like if there is a problem that someone else caused, how much time and stress that you're gonna have to go into like figuring it out. But it's great. Like this is what I live for, man. Like this is why I'm here. Like to learn from the best. So
That's awesome.
I'm stoked,
dude.
man. Like I can't even like begin.
Do you feel like? I mean, just the 3 days just spent here. Do you feel like that was a game changer?
Dude,
was that a pivoting moment in your life?
This past 3 days, this will be the turning point in my life. I can already say it. Like seeing you, seeing Jimmy, like seeing the guys, like being around them and hearing Ricky talk, and just like seeing the mindsets of like 7-figure earners.
Yeah.
Like I've never had anything like that in my life, and I don't know.
It's a big difference, especially when you're hanging out with millionaires. It's like it's night and day.
Yeah.
You can see the type of level of motivation, the level of work ethic. Like you just came here just to see me, and literally like right out the gate, 5 seconds later, like let's do a video right now.
Yeah.
That's the type of mindset that every successful person gets into, is that they're always working. They're always somehow some way working. They're always trying to benefit from that. They're always doing something to improve themselves, right? Motivational or just changing their brain, their mindset, things like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a huge deal, and you did that in just 30 days.
Yeah.
Like literally in 30 days, you said, okay, I can't miss this event with Teo. You came out here, and now you're hitting your first $1,000 days. I'm pretty sure you're going to propel by next week to your $2,000 days, $3,000,
Well, it's
$5,000
crazy
days.
because, like, the fact that I'm even talking about some of the things that I'm talking about now, like, not only is this just a drop ship product.
Right.
Jimmy and I are talking about, like,
Now building a brand,
building
right?
a brand, like, big time. Not even just like, okay, this is a website I'm going to make money on. No, like, actually what I did this morning, I got up extra early before, I think right after everyone else left, but I was the only one up. I started looking at, like, big brands in my industry, like big characters, and because I'm like in the kind of like the Japanese character industry, and I started researching how these brands started and how they built to where they are today.
Right.
And one of the things, they started doing like children's storybooks or like 5-second, animations and things like that. So I'm thinking not just like, okay, how can I increase my profitability? But now I'm starting to think, okay, like this money that I'm making, where do I need to invest it? I need to invest in an animator. I need to invest in a social media manager. I need to invest, like the level of thinking that I'm on because of the people that I've been around is just like next level. So I don't know, man. I feel like I'm living a dream.
I
right
mean,
now.
guys, check this out. So, if this guy becomes famous right here, if this guy becomes famous and he's like the new like Japanese animator, like the new Hello Kitty, whatever it is, right? Just take note where he started. I mean, like 30 days ago, he wasn't even do this. He started his waiter position. I mean, every one of us, like I was washing dishes, 8 years ago in Manhattan, working, what was it, like 8 o'clock to like 5 a.m. Night shift, and basically I positioned myself, my mindset to how do I make my first 6 figures online, and I did that by testing many products, multiple products over and over and over again, and I never gave up. And I went from going, and I did this all by myself. Like I didn't have a mentor. If I did, it would be 10 times easier, right?
That's crazy, bro.
And in court, like in 30 days, because of mentorship and because of learning from what others have done, he was able to go from $0 to $1,000 a day within just, I think it's actually technically over 30 days. Like I think it's like almost 45 days, right?
Yeah.
It's like almost 45 days, $0 to $1,000 a day, by really just changing his mindset. And here's Jimmy, right? 8 months ago, Jimmy is one of my top students. He's gonna hit $1 million this year. He's at over $700,000 in sales after just meeting me in October. And back then, I remember talking to him. Like he had an option whether or not he would go and work somewhere else, take this new position, or sacrifice and work on his e-commerce store and do really cool things like this.
I had the opportunity for like a dream job, the job that I always wanted, but it required me to move, obviously take away focus, time, energy, and money that I could put into my business. So I basically turned down what at the time for me was a dream job to go pursue that. But I decided that at the same time, again, I use the word job because it was a dream job, meaning if I were to work 9 to 5, 40 hours a week plus overtime and everything else that I'd have to sacrifice to make this new thing work. It would be a lot, but at the same time, I'd be working for someone else. So it would be a dream, in regards to because I was an analyst, so it would be, consulting, for the federal government, things like that. So it would have been cool in that regard, but at the same time, I'd be working for someone else. This is the real dream. This was my real dream was always to be an entrepreneur, to be independent, and I think that for me, that's the real dream. So I decided to double down on my business. I turned down the job because I knew that I was going to need the focus and I was going to need the energy to put everything that I had into building this internet business. And for me, turning down that job was probably the best decision I ever made. At the time, it was very, very, very scary because it was everything that I thought I had wanted. Because in my mind, I was always going to work 9 to 5, and have to do that. At the time, I didn't really believe that doing something like this was actually sustainable until I actually tried it, implemented the lessons that Teo's taught me. I got my first taste of it, like that first $1,000 day, and then I was like, there's no looking back. So I doubled down and I put every ounce of energy I had into this business, and that's how I was able to scale. So I think you guys have to believe in yourself first off, and trust the things, be open to learning, trust the things that people are telling you. And then also find out things on your own, see what works for you, because I told Court, I'm not in the space that you're in, but I know these principles, and I gave you some pointers on things to do. But at the end of the day, like Court's figuring this out on his own. I'm giving him pointers, I'm giving him help that I think have definitely helped you accelerate, but at the end of the day, he's the one putting in the work. He's the one putting in the blood, sweat, and tears for his store because it's his business. And that's what's going to separate, the big dogs from everyone else, right? Is the fact that
That's right.
that I will teach you something. He's like, great, got it. And then he goes and implements it. Then he goes in and puts in the work. And he figures it out on his own and all other stuff. Because I can't be there with you 24 hours a day. I can sit with you for a couple hours here and there.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it comes down to what you're willing to put in. So that's the most important thing. And the same with Teo and me. Teo would tell me what to do. And then I would have to go in and I have to put in the work. And if you're willing to do that, there's really nothing stopping you from reaching our level of success in this business.
I mean, guys, there's no such thing as free lunch, right? You have to put in the work if you wanna do something, if you wanna get something, to get somewhere. You have to put in the work. Like there are thousands, even hundreds. I don't know how many there are, but probably hundreds of thousands of drop shippers out there or people doing this business, and there's that competition. 95, I would say about 95 to even 99% of them don't make it because they don't understand that, number one, it takes a lot of hard work to finding that hot product, a lot of testing. Number two, there's a formula to everything. How to test those products, when to start ads, when to stop ads, how much to spend on advertising. People don't understand this and they don't have that formula, so they don't know what to do. They're like, okay, maybe if I just throw in some money in here on this product, it might work. Maybe it might not. Right? It's all about quality. Number one, it's about quality. It's about what people want. It's about following that empathy map, and it's about understanding the buyer's mindset. Why people buy. How are you positioning yourself in the market? What type of pricing model are you doing? Are you doing free plus shipping? Are you doing retail? There's many factors to this, but no one's going to go out there and tell you exactly that. Oh, hey, this is my product, and this is the targeting that I'm doing. And this is the price points, and this is my ad, how I'm positioning it. No one's going to tell you exactly what they're doing. It's up to you to figure that out. No one's going to tell them their $10,000 a day product and the exact interest and give you their exact customers list and say, hey, go ahead and utilize this and make lots of money. Right?
That'd be nice.
Yeah, it'd be really nice for someone to just tell you like, hey, here's my customer list, here's my pixels, here's my store.
But honestly, if that happened, then you wouldn't get the experience of going through it. You wouldn't know what to do to find it, and I feel like that's the most important stuff.
Exactly.
Like, that whole process is what makes this.
It's a process. It's a journey that you have to go through to get there.
Absolutely.
And here's
builds character.
Exactly. And here's one of my my newest students, Greg. You have anything to say, Greg? Some motivational thoughts for our students?
I'll say if anyone is fresh to this and they're just starting out, you're feeling overwhelmed with it, you're not alone. I think everyone here has felt the same way. Like they just keep hitting on you. It's about commitment. It's about how long you're willing to stay in there, because you're going to lose money. Like everyone loses money in the beginning. You just can't give up. If this is something you want, then it will work. If you just keep going. If you hit it long enough, eventually it will break down and it will happen.
And guys, I've been seeing like patterns, right? And these patterns are essentially like, and it's really interesting how the patterns work. Every single one of my obsessed students, they're the ones that have gone from $0 to $1,000 days very quick. Okay, the students that are just kind of like dilly-dallying and like not really doing what they need to do, not really launching products, not really stopping products, stopping ads when they need to, and they're just like really lukewarm. They don't do very well. I'm gonna be very honest. They don't do very well. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this and tell you that everyone's gonna become a millionaire. The ones that do end up making six figures on their stores, they're the most obsessed, right? Like this guy right here. I can see him from the beginning, and when he hit me up, I already saw that he was obsessed about this. He was super obsessed. That's why I know that Court, no matter what, no one can touch him, right? No one's gonna tell him that I'm not gonna be successful, because no one's gonna touch this guy because of the mentality that he set for himself. He told himself that I want to be successful. I want to hit my first $100 days. He did that very quickly. I want to hit my first $1,000 days. Teo, can you help me? He came into this event. Teo, can you help me make $1,000 a day? And within like 3 days, he's doing that with a combination of all the top students that we have here, and just learning from them, right? Learning the techniques of how to do that. He now knows how to do that. $1,000 a day is $365,000 a year in sales, and that's if he doesn't scale and if he's lazy, right? I told Court, like, if you're lazy and you don't scale, like you probably hit like six figures. But if you're not lazy, you're gonna hit multiple six figures, even possibly seven figures in sales and grow sales.
Let's get this one for the record. So if I hit $1 million on my product, I'm getting the tattoo. So that's for the record.
So Court's
for the record.
So it's an inside joke, but you guys don't understand. But yeah, this is an example here of why you need to be obsessed. Okay, this is the guy who's gonna change his life, and I know he is. I definitely know he is. Within 6 months from now, you're gonna see him totally different person, just like Jimmy, right? 6 months ago, like totally different person, totally in a different network, completely in a different mindset. 6 months, just 6 months ago. Now in another 6 months later, I can see Jimmy becoming a millionaire, even a multi-millionaire, without a doubt. And that's all because of the mindset that you put towards for yourself, and the mindset you've created for yourself, that you've built yourself an iron cage that no one can touch you, no one's gonna stop you from what you're doing. All right. So once again, guys, this is an example. Like, I literally just woke up. Like, you can see my hair is like kind of crazy right now. I literally just woke up. These guys came up here and they're like, "Hey Teo, let's do something," and we decided to shoot this video. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video, and stay motivated and keep launching products and change that mindset. That's the most important thing I can tell you. All right. And that's the difference of how you're gonna get from 0 to 6 figures, even 7 figures, is that mindset. All right, guys. Thanks a lot.